Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at www.dbcheftv.com.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Brunch with the Fellas, bringing you the latest trending topic news and entertainment. I'm your host, Chef Erol Pearl at DBCHEFTV. Before we get into tonight's show, y'all go ahead and smash that like button and make sure to share this content. And also, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, so when I go live, you never miss an episode of Brunch with the Fellas. We got a crazy show tonight, y'all. We got the Sean Puffy Combs verdict. If you've been somewhere underneath a rock, y'all know that rapper, entertainer, business mogul, icon, he been going through it, man. He had a criminal charges. He got hit with the RICO, a whole bunch of sexual charges. And man, just before we even get into that, I got some clips. I got like 2 clips tonight I'm gonna play, just review them, just go through it. And just thinking back for a second, man, like Puff gave us, let's see what Puff gave us, man. Puff gave us like Mary J, Biggie Smalls, Craig Mack, Black Rob, Loon, Ryan Leslie, Carl Thomas, Mace, Faith Evans, Lil' Kim. I mean, you think about all the work, all the fantastic music that Puff has, produced and allowed for us to be able to hear. And that's if I forgot you, G-Dap, if I forgot you, it's not on purpose. It's just because the list of hits and, and so much talent is just it's so vast. But it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. He got 50 months is what we hearing that he was sentenced to, 50 months. And he's already done like, I think he's been down for about maybe 13, so he only gonna have to do maybe about 26, because I believe the Fed, you only have to do 85% of your time. So, considering everything, I don't know if it was a win or if it's considered a loss. I guess it depends on how you're looking at it. But I know to not get hit with the RICO, and those were life charges, and then I believe the maximum extent of what he could have got charged with was like 10 years. So 3 years out of 10, I mean, if it's the military or prison, you might want to do the 10 in the military, probably be more beneficial. But if you do 10 in the military, then you might as well go ahead and do 20, because you already have to wait. But y'all know how that goes. So we ain't gonna wait no more, y'all. We just gonna go ahead and jump into this clip, and then we gonna talk about it.
And good afternoon. I'm Whit Johnson in New York. We're coming back on the air because the judge has just sentenced Sean Diddy Combs to 4 years in prison. He was found guilty over the summer on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution in connection with his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura and another woman, but was acquitted on more serious charges that could have sent him to prison for life. Let's get right to our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katersky, who's been following this trial from the beginning. He joins us from outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan. So, Aaron, we just got the verdict right there. We know that Combs himself spoke to the judge. The judge responded. Lay out the sentencing here and what went down in the courtroom today.
This was a very long sentencing hearing, which Sean Combs himself, once larger than life, was left begging for mercy, standing at the defense table, telling the judge that he's a changed man, apologizing for his behavior. But that request for a lenient sentence of time served was rejected by the judge, Arun Subramanian, who said it was insufficient to send the kind of message that he wanted to send, that violence against women must be met with real accountability. And so he sentenced Sean Combs to 4 years in prison. That's not as much as federal prosecutors here wanted. They wanted 11 years in prison, reminding the judge that Sean Combs has a penchant for violence and abuse, pointing to 2016 hotel security video showing Combs attacking Cassie Ventura. Combs says he knows that video intimately. He apologized to Cassie Ventura. The judge said 11 years was unreasonable, but 4 years is just the right amount, the judge said, to send a message to Sean Combs, to victims of domestic violence, that their accounts will be taken seriously.
You know what, y'all? I really think right here, if this video right here never would have surfaced, like if he never would have conducted himself like this, I think this was the thing right here. Because through the trial, if y'all was following the trial and through Cassie's testimony, it was almost like this right here was the thing that made it seem like she was being forced to do everything, but like he couldn't deny. He just really ain't have a leg to stand on to be like he wasn't forcing her to do anything. When you look at all of the other, I mean, I think them dudes was corny for coming out trying to catch some fame, but everybody be chasing clout nowadays. That's their business. But they was coming out speaking, talking about how Cassie was calling them and how they, how she was, her role in the whole freak off situations. And but her with her letters and things like that she wrote, saying that she, suffers trauma and things like that. I think this right here was the thing that supports those. And if Puff was doing all the freak off stuff but being a gentleman about it, I just say being a gentleman about it, because what you do in the dark, that's your business, man. Like whatever the little freaky deaky stuff was that he liked, but he was whooping her ass, and it's clear that he was whooping her ass because this is the footage of it, and that ain't cool. No way, shape, form, or fashion. We don't condone none of that. But I think that this right here was the thing of why he got to sit, for those that he got that 50 months. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section.
Aaron, thanks. Let's go ahead and bring in trial attorney and ABC News legal contributor Brian Buckmeyer. Brian, we just heard Aaron lay out right there that the defense was hoping for 14 months in credit for time served. The prosecution wanted 11 years. So this is somewhere in the middle. Is this verdict what you expected?
It actually was not what I expected, and this is why I say that. The probation report said anywhere from 70 to 87 months, much higher than the 50 months that the judge gave. And understand, and I'll try to break down the math as best as I can, the judge understands the math of how this all works. With 50 months in the federal system, you only do 85% of that. So you take away about 8 months or so, that's 42 months. And don't forget that Sean Combs has already been sitting in MDC, the jail here in Brooklyn, New York, for 13 months. So you subtract 13 months even from that, you're looking at something like 2 years, maybe 3 years at the end of the day. The judge knew that and still gave this sentence. I think if you're Sean Combs and his defense team, a hard day, but overall a win for them.
Okay, Brian, stand by for us. So let's bring in criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor and ABC News legal contributor Bernarda Villalona. And Bernarda, we also saw today some emotional testimony. We saw numerous children of Sean Diddy Combs speaking before the court. Combs himself saying that he's a changed man. There was this.
She named after her daddy. Y'all think so? Bernarda. She named after her daddy.
Video that they put together talking about Combs being a family man, his impact on the community. How much of that do you think made a difference here in the judge's decision?
Well, today was definitely Judgment Day for Sean Diddy Combs. So what the judge told Sean Diddy Combs was like, look, in terms of your life work, of all the good you've done, in terms that you're a great father, it doesn't erase what I heard and what I saw during this 8-week trial. And what he heard and saw during this 8-week trial was one of Sean Diddy Combs taking advantage of Jane and Cassie by being violent to them, taking advantage of their emotions, having them engage in several sex acts, either by drugs or alcohol or by the manipulation. And the judge sent a message that, yes, you have family, yes, you have people that love you, but Jane and Cassie were victims, and victims should be accounted for, and someone should speak for the victims and deter this type of conduct. And that's why the judge didn't go with the 14th month recommendation by the defense, but instead handed down a sentence of 50 months, 4 years and 2 months, to show that this is accountability, this is deterrence, this is protecting the public, and this is what the verdict is going to be today. And when people remember Sean Diddy Combs, they know that he is a convicted felon sentenced to 50 months for his actions throughout a decade on women.
Damn, she said throughout a decade on women. I mean, like, she just, she just said that he been doing this on a whole bunch of people. I mean, we understand the 2 victims, but I could see she had a little bias in her reporting. But the facts are still the facts. But man, y'all, like, what's the takeaways, man? What's the takeaways from this right here? This is what we want to take away from this right here. All right, because we're gonna try to end this on a positive note. But this is the takeaways right here. I remember my stepdad used to tell me, he used to say, son, don't let your little head make you a bum. All right. And then he used to switch it up sometimes. He'd be like, son, don't let your little head make you a dummy. All right. And y'all know it sounds a little different when you say, don't let your D make you a bum, and don't let your D make you a dummy, right? We're going to keep it PG. But in this case, Diddy didn't allow his little head to make him a bum. Because he still got his money, not as much as he had, but there's always this mindset where people be like, people always focus on what a person had, like looking at their losses, like they champagne that. But they don't also read the details. So like Puff had DeLeon and Ciroc. There was a whole thing going on with that. But he never owned those. He was just partnering with them. And they were paying him. And then once that relationship soured, however it soured, he still won his court case. They still paid him. He still received monies to walk away from the deal. Okay? So what everybody else look at is, and I think broke people do this. I just think there's some broke shit, that people do when they look at somebody and be like, oh, well, you lost this, well, you lost that. Sidebar real quick, like, we look at Kanye first. Kanye said what he said. People disagreed with it. It was a whole bunch of different views and things like that. But he also said that he knows how sensitive people are to different things. So he wanted out the contract, but he couldn't break it or he would have had to pay. So he said, okay, what am I going to use? I'm going to use my media. I'm going to use my platform to say some foul things, do some stuff that I know they won't want to align their brand with. And then they going to break the contract. But once they break the contract, they got to pay me. They got to give me what they owe me. And then I'm still going to be able to walk away with that. So while everybody looking at what they think he lost, they're not paying attention to what he wanted to gain. Shannon Sharp, I was just having this conversation with one of my family members where I was like, man, people be focused on how Shannon Sharp, they looking at his losses. They like, oh, he lost this, he lost that, with these different, this money from employers, okay? But he still got his own brand. He was able to make sure that he was positioned off of his old money already. He was probably good off interest, okay? But you gotta know something about money to even think like that. And you gotta have some money to even know what that's about. Okay. But then Club Shay Shay still popping off. The what's his liquor? Portier. That thing still popping off. He still got other business ventures. He still got other places he could put his money in. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody ain't always focused on who you screwing. Okay. So it might be one group of people who's saying, I don't want to touch you. But it might be another group of people who's saying it's still a lot of business opportunities that we haven't examined. Let's go on that. So, like I was saying, going back with stepdad, rest in peace, Pop. You know, he would say, don't let your little head make you a bum. I don't think either one of them guys, you know, Shannon Sharp or Puff, have let their little head make them a bum. Now, they have let their little head make them a dummy. It's a hell of a price to pay. And when I talk about that, let's look at how much playing with his little head got him. Puff, that we talking about right now. So, 30 mil to Cassie. Okay. Then we don't know how much in lawyer fees. So you add that up. You know, going against the Fed, Rico, I don't know. I put a price of maybe, I'll lowball it at 10 million. I'll lower it another 10 for counsel. You know, and that's just me never having to spend that much or knowing what that's about. And then, you know, I never been up against nothing where I had to have that type of paper to be able to fight it. You know, I do know from experience that like a simple, you know, an aggravated assault type charge, you know, you might spend 100,000, you know? So 4 years in prison. Now, considering circumstances like we was talking about earlier, people may look at that and be like, well, you know, he was facing the RICO. He could have got, you know, life in prison. It was a 10-year max on each one of them counts for what they did convict him of. So he could have got a dime, or he could have got a dub, or, you know, however they ran it concurrently or consecutive, however they, you know, wanted to play with him. He was asking for time served, lesser, you know, come home. But at the same time, that's 4 years away from his family, from people he cares about, people he wants to protect, people that all of those great names that we mentioned earlier and all of that work and stuff that he had been doing, you know, he was investing that for them. He was doing that for them. So that's part of the dummy. Okay, 30 mil to Cassie. That's part of the dummy. He paid her, and it still didn't really do nothing. She still ended up testifying. You know, she still ended up writing letters to the judge. So it's almost like, what was the 30 mil for? Like, you know, he almost should have kept his 30 mil. You know, we look at the lawyer fees. We don't know how much money was in lawyer fees. The 4 years in prison. He's a registered pedophile now. I mean, a registered sex offender. Pardon me. I don't mean to put that on you. But dang, that's not right. He's a registered sex offender. You know, but see, like, even me just saying that so casually is because that's where most people mind go at when they hear registered sex offender. You know, so that's how nasty that is for him to have. And y'all better be careful out here, you know, understand this Mann Act, you know, and understand the leverage that these women have to be able to say, oh, you did this or you did that, or, you know, whatever. Watch how you moving out here, because, you know, you could become a registered sex offender too. And automatically when people see that, the first thing they thinking is, you know, the worst of the worst. So that's not a good box to be in. Man, like, man, so like, you know, like my man locked up now, that 4 years, I'm gonna elaborate on that a little bit. The locked up for the 4 years, not just being away from your family, but the level of comfort of life that Puff used to. He used to be uncomfortable. You know, he used to drinking spritzers and, you know, got the chef cooking for him and all that type of stuff. So that's tough, man. That's super tough. And that's just a lesson that people should take away from this. Everybody should take them lessons from that, because you don't want your little head to make a dummy out of you. And if you ain't got enough money, then it might make a bum out you. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and get into this last clip, because when Puff was trying to get his sentence reduced, he sent them this clip of him. It's like a highlight reel of him with his family. And it's something crazy, because what really I want to know is, do people, you know, do somebody who's on trial for a murder get to do this? You know, could Young Thug have put together this type of video and presented it to the judge? Could, you know, YNW Melly, you know, could what's some of these other guys, the Queso, some of these young people that we just seen get you know, get sentenced to life and had their court cases and their trials and stuff. Some of these other entertainers and people in the hip-hop industry, you know, could they have put together this type of little compilation, or were they charges too, you know, was it because their charges are like murder and stuff like that, you know, that they shouldn't have some type of representation of their family, and, you know, something to ask the judge to be compassionate about their sentencing and things like that. So that was interesting. This is an interesting video, and we're gonna go ahead and get into it, and then we're gonna chop it up about this video. It's a little long, so rock with me, y'all. I might stop it from time to time just to go over a little certain stuff that we see in there.
You've given to the world, I don't think you know, man.
When my baby cries.
You gotta give her a bottle then.
Know that you mean something to people. Know that you mean something to people. Like, you live somewhere in people's heart.
My nose fell off. No, then my lip fell off. Thank you. You wear it?
You inspire, you energize, and you've left that for the rest of the existence of this planet, man.
One thing about great producers is they make you want to do better and be better about what you do. And he made me feel like I could do anything and go anywhere.
I'm from New York. I love New York. I love the city of New York. I love the children of New York. I wanted to do something good. I wanted to get my generation in the hip-hop community behind us. They come through in a big way. And we wanted to raise some money for the children of New York City for health and education. We have a huge education crisis. And, you know, this is just a start. It's something we're going to be committed to. I'm going to be committed to for a lifetime. And it's no better way than taking it to the streets. It's a beautiful city, running all around. The city's going to be painful. It's going to be rough. But, you know, if we get through it, then it'll show kids and everybody else that, you know, finish what you start and you can do anything you put your mind to. Any of y'all go to public school?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm running to raise money for your schools. So y'all get more books and computers and stuff like that. I just feel like it's important that us, you know, young adults of power, that we look out for y'all. And we utilize our power to make sure y'all all right in the future. Put everything you can into your work, you know. Don't think the cool thing is not to do your work. Don't think the cool thing is to hang on the corner with your friends and to talk about stuff that ain't gonna protect your future.
What did you learn about him as a man who was taking up a new sport?
Well, you know, I was actually very impressed. You know, a lot of people think it's just a celebrity stunt, that he isn't serious about his running. He is as serious about his running, has been the last 9 weeks, as a lot of these guys in the lead pack. I mean, he's really devoted and dedicated himself to running. You know, he's had some knee problems, and a lot of people don't think he's going to finish. He is going to finish, even if he has to do it on one leg, because he's raised a lot of money for kids' charities, and he's not going to let all those people down.
Let's go. Where we going? We're going straight to the top, baby. Let's go is a constant reminder. Let's go. Boom. Live in the present. Sometimes, you know, you daydreaming. Sometimes, you know, Uncle Diddy got to hit you with let's go.
Clap it up on the sideline. Let's get our energy right. Come on.
To make sure that you're pursuing your dream, that you're staying focused. Let's go. Let's keep going forward. Let's go means let's be positive. Let's take it up another notch. Let's go spend time with our kids. Let's go. Let's give thanks to God. Let's go. You know, let's turn it up. Let's get in the vocal booth. Let's stop procrastinating. Let's go. You know, let's understand what it's going to take to achieve that dream.
So instead of talking about the guns or the violence, I was always talking about a better life. Places we didn't go before. Things we never wore. Cars we never drove. Houses we never lived in. I think I brought an aspiration to hip-hop. Tried to take it out of just being street. Our whole stuff was a fantasy and a dream that I always felt would come true.
Getting all your daily nutrients is hard work, but nutrition gaps in your diet are inevitable. But there's an easier way to fill them.
I started out just like you guys. I come from New York. I grew up in Harlem. I used to have to wear a uniform every day. Had to get up early in the morning, had to travel to go to school. I worked hard, just like you guys are working. This country and this world we live in may have plans for y'all. I didn't listen to that, and I don't want y'all to listen to it either. Y'all are great. Y'all are kings. Y'all are queens. Y'all are leaders. I just got so excited because this is truly a dream come true for me. And I'm happy to say this is our third school we have opened. This official. When we come together as a people, nothing can stop us. What I want to do with my freedom is, you know, make sure that I can make change.
And I found out that Mr. Sean Diddy Combs posted me on Instagram.
We met Sean Diddy Combs for the first time, and Sean gave Trey a $25,000 grant, which allowed us to open a physical store.
Revolt as one of the only Black-owned networks, we have to own something. We have to have something that's ours. We have to have something that we can control our narrative, and we could speak about things that are important to us, and we could have a platform and a foundation to be free.
But I want to get advice from y'all. I want to not just have a one-way conversation.
We need a platform where they can put artists that are different, really different, that we can get a shot on other stations.
Working for Revolt TV and working for Diddy was absolutely life-changing. It was the best job I've ever had. I learned excellence through him.
I don't see enough of things truly changing. And I don't understand how we are the richest, most powerful country in the world, and it seems like we can't solve the problems within our own communities. African American communities are last. And the only people that are going to change that is us. We have to stand strong together, and we have to get to that change.
You will change the world.
I've been to hell,
Yeah,
but I'm gonna make it.
You're going to make it, that's right. And I got something for you. Remember I told you I had a present for you?
Yeah. Ooh, ain't that pretty?
This is a heart, because you're my heart.
Oh.
All right?
Okay.
You my heart.
Okay.
May God bless you and keep you happy and keep you thinking positive. Everything's not going to be perfect at this time in life. And you're a good person that understands reality. So we're gonna accentuate the positives in life. Cause you're doing great, girl. You're doing great.
God knows.
You know what I'm saying? You're doing great. I want you to be happy about your life. You're doing great. We got a lot of living to do now. We got a lot of living to do. Don't have me come behind me. I'll be taking you everywhere. We'll be going everywhere.
You hang out together.
Okay, what's your name?
You were a little boy. Jeannie Ned.
Okay, Jeannie.
Yeah, you just keep
hanging in there.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm telling you right now, you did a great job. I'm wrapping my head around and meeting you and also telling you did a great job at the same time.
That means
so
a lot.
pleasure to meet
That
you.
means a lot.
I'd rather at the end of the day be the one standing there with you was the best person. You made us feel the best as a person.
How old are you?
2.
How old are you?
2.
2. You got a 2. That's 2.
My name is Pookie the Bird. Pookie.
Wash your hands, 'cause we gonna be shucking it up. Yeah, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you, God.
Today, God is the greatest. He blessed me and my girlfriend Kim in the world with 2 beautiful baby girls.
She's sleeping.
We have breaking news to tell you about now. Model and actress Kim Porter, who shares 3 children with Sean Diddy Combs, has been found dead.
A stick of butter a day keeps the love handles away?
The reason butter is called butter is because of the butyric acid.
She just loved me unconditionally, you know. She just loved me just for me. It's like the closest you could be like with a person.
I get to thinking about her, and I go to crying about her.
Today, now I'm a full-time dad, and I'm gonna be there for you through everything, all of y'all.
Every Sunday, I gotta slow everything down and do the family ritual, get the family together, make sure the girls watching church.
There is a definition of grace that is more.
Pops, I love you. Thank you for loving us. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for inspiring.
I've looked up to you and admired you outside of you just being my father, just you being just a great human being, a kind human being.
I love how you inspire me to keep going, to never stop following my dreams, to always believe in myself.
See your foot, put in that middle part.
Yeah, I did it. I wanted to tell you how much I love you, how much I care for you. Thank you for being so supportive of me and my siblings' dreams, for always encouraging us to go for whatever we want.
We love you. We can't wait to make more memories with you. Just want to thank you for everything you do for us. Yes. And let you know that you're loved more than you think.
Take this trophy. I want the best person trophy. But I know in order for me to get into heaven, I'm not going to get in there, well, come on in heaven, you had 20 hit records. That don't mean nothing. And that's what this world is for. They're going to say, oh, come on in heaven, you was a nice person. I love you.
I love you so much.
I love you so much. I love you so much.
Hi, Daddy.
Free Diddy. I'm sold. I mean, if I was the judge, he probably would have came home. Go home to your kids, man. Go home to your kids, man. Nah, but that was the video that he actually presented in his defense, asking the judge for leniency. And I mean, that was a hell of a highlight reel, though, man. Like, take notes. If you out here and you get caught up in something, man, you might need one of those. I don't know if Thug had one of these. He might not be on 15 years probation. They might have had some leniency. Who knows to say, but it's definitely a playbook. And I didn't know Diddy had did so much, you know, like we only see the stuff that happens in the mainstream, and it would be nice to be able to see more things like that. Because that is the model that inspires right there. You know, all of the braggadocious ego, popping bottles, you know, I got your chick type shit. Like that's all the shit that's disruptive and destructive. So seeing images like this, you know, if even he had the music, but we saw more, but we saw that, you know, that's going people gonna be compelled to be like, nah, man, that's a father. Like he out here really doing stuff. You know, the media outlets don't really cover his school stuff like that on a, you know, not being extra vocal about it. You know, I'm not saying that there aren't some who will say, hey, you know, we heard that Diddy started a school, he got a school popping, blah, blah, blah. But then like, it's no follow-up. It's just like on that initial, you know, and then when they come back, then they in the media for something else that don't have nothing to do with that, with the school related, you know, almost on now it's like back on what they little head doing, what they doing with their little head now. So that was a very compelling video, you know. I don't know if it worked in his favor, but we see that based on the maximum sentence that he could have received, he was only given about half of that, a little less than half of that. So, or a quarter, depending on how you're looking at it. But we're going to go ahead and finish this video out with the young lady. I can't even think of her name, though, but she covers everything. She always be Lola on the spot with it. So we're going to see what she got to say.
All right, and of course, we did want to bring you that
Lisa Evers, that's her name. What did I say? No, Lisa on the spot with it.
Video here that was played inside the courtroom. And I also want to bring in Lisa Evers with Fox 5 New York. She has been following this case here. Lisa, thank you so much for being with us. And I actually wanted to ask you about that video and kind of what the reaction was and whether or not it helped or hurt Diddy's case.
Well, it's not clear whether it helped or it hurt, but what they were trying to do was create a narrative that Diddy has rehabilitated himself, that even now at MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center, where he's been doing time, that he actually started business classes for the inmates, on the other inmates, on the condition that they would not have commit acts of violence against each other, because MDC, like many of our prisons and jails in this area, is run by various gangs. They're different, and there are also different factions depending upon which section they're in, and that type of thing. So he said that he was going to talk to them, use his you know, the way that the guys were looking up to him, and try to get them to study entrepreneurial skills so that they would have things to do when you know, positive things to do and ways to earn money once they come out. Because there's also a lot of drug trafficking people in there, in that jail with him as well. So the video came after we'd heard from the kids, his 6 children, not the baby, but the 6 older children. They were allowed by the judge, which I'm told by defense lawyers that we've been talking to this evening, is a very unusual thing. They were allowed to make a statement to the court begging for leniency. The 2 girls that he had, the twins, Jesse and Delilah, whose mother was Kim Porter, who died a number of years ago from pneumonia, and they lost her. She was very young. She was in her early 40s. They said that, you know, our dad was here for us. He kept us together after our mother died. And I think that, you know, that left people very, very emotional. And then they saw the video, which you look at the video, and having been, you know, in New York covering him at the time when some of those things were happening, like when he ran the marathon, a lot of...
This crazy right here, though, y'all. So we gonna cut this right here. She said, "Not the baby." Not remember that show? What was that show? With the dinosaurs. Not the mama. But yeah, y'all. But they got Diddy looking crazy right now. When I saw this right here, who do that look like, y'all? Who do y'all think that look like? Somebody let me know in the comment section in the chat. Who y'all think that look like? Because when I was looking, I said, "Damn, Diddy looking like." I said, "That ain't Diddy on trial. That is not Diddy on trial." I said, "That can't be Diddy. That's the young boy. What's his name? The young boy. What's his name? Drewski. That's Drewski. That ain't giving Drewski right there, y'all. That don't look like Drewski. I think twin. The line, he got the line up, the gray. Diddy got the gray, he just got the blonde. The frames, whole mouth situation, nose and everything, beard. I don't know. I don't know. It's looking, he giving Drewski to me, y'all, but I'm just having some fun with it. Shout out to Drewski, man. He got a new episode of that show that he do where they be at his house and everything. It's crazy as well. If you like ratchetness, go check that out. And it's funny, you know. I like ratchetness when it's scripted. I'm not a big fan of it in real life. But watching that video, there was some things that I took away from that video that Diddy was saying. And we're going to always end on a positive note, even though we have fun and we know the seriousness of it. You know, prayers to all the victims, prayers to Diddy family, prayers to him going through what he going through too. You know, man, it's a real effed up situation for everybody, you know. But he said some key things, man, and you know, we focus on trying to get some positive out of negative, because in this life, it's a whole bunch of negative stuff, man. Like, and most people breed off negativity. They as soon as they see the negative, they get stuck on that too. They don't know really how to look at both sides of the coin. It's just like when they see it and it's negative, they just automatically get stuck. Like, damn, oh, it's negative. Let me soak in that before I focus on, like, okay, it's negative. That it is what it is. Let me see how we can work our way out of this or navigate around it. How we can get some good. Because it's just a learning lesson. What people fail to realize is you still breathing. If you still breathing and you still have life, then you still have an opportunity and a chance to turn that negative into something positive. Okay? So, like my man said, he said, finish what you started. So, I'm doing that now, right now, with Brunch with the fellas. I ain't gotta say no more about it because y'all see me, y'all see what it is. So, finish what you started. I love that. He says, when we come together as a people, nothing can stop us. Okay? When we come together as a people, nothing can stop us. I'm always with collaboration, working with others. I love that. You know, I love to see other people build and grow, and we all get to share the fruits of our labor. You know, one of the things I've been experiencing in my journey with these podcasts and stuff is how people want you to teach them what you know so they can become your competition, or people want you to quit what you doing and support what they doing and lose value in what you doing, you know, to become an employee of their situation. You know, I've also noticed that, like, people would say they want to do something, but people's word don't mean nothing. They'll say, yeah, we're going to do this. And then they'll turn around and be like, you know, they might text you. They won't even have the guts to even call you, to communicate to you You know, they'll call you and tell you how much they want to do stuff with you, but then when they quit, they want to text you. They don't even have the same energy to be able to call you. And I just been experiencing that throughout my journey with this, but I understand this: when we come together, nothing can stop us. Okay? Because like my granddad used to always say, 4 hands is better than 2. Yeah, you can get work done by yourself, but when you got other people helping you, don't ever forget that. Don't ever compare yourself either to somebody who got less hands doing what they got doing. You know, don't ever think that you bigger and better because because you got more hands working for you, working with you. Okay? And like I said, them other hands are working for you, they working with you too. But they working with you, and you compare yourself to somebody. People like to compare down. Compare yourself up. People always say that I'm a little arrogant because I don't compare myself down. You know, I compare myself up. But that's not arrogant, that's confidence. And that's saying, why would I compare myself to something that I know that I already have accomplished, or something that I already know that it's not the same. We're not on the equal playing field. You know, I want to compare myself because I'm aspiring to be higher, to go higher, to elevate, and let that become regular. So, you know, and when I'm working with other people, man, when we come together, you know, as a culture, as a group, whatever, we can get that done. He said the African American community is last. You know, and I think that it's because of some of them other things that we were just saying, where like people have such a need and desire to want to compete with each other, not realizing that, you know, we already in last place as a whole. And then last but never least, man, having a platform where you can control your own narrative. You know, I created DBCHEFTV network, and we have a cooking component of it, nutrition. We developing it. It's all developing, but it's a network. I don't have just a podcast. You know, I got a network. So, and it's a network to network with other people. You know, that's what a network is about. When we work together, you can share your brand. We can promote your brand. I'm not the type of person that's gonna have you on my show and you can't even wear a t-shirt, you know, with your brand on it. You know, we can't put your ad, you know, when we run an ad, we can't put your link down in the description because we don't have no boss. And the only way for you to be your own boss is to be able to share your brand expansion. You got to collaborate with other people. Most of the time you got to pay for that. If we working together, then if you eating, I'm eating. I'm helping you eat. You help me eat. I did an interview on the Veteran Kettle podcast, and the last one, my brother Q James, he said, Q Ball said, each one reach one, right? And the original saying is each one teach one, but it's each one reach one too, you know? Because if we reach out and we helping each other, then guess what? Having our platforms, we can control our own narratives. We can build our own resources together. So that's how I'm gonna leave it, how we left it, where it's set. Take it how you want it, you know, pick it up, put it down. We don't care what you do with it, eat it, you know, swallow it, boo-boo it out, you know, and make sure to like and share this video, and also subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, so when I go live, you never miss an episode of Brunch with the Fellas. You know, y'all, Diddy, that's the breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Y'all leave a comment in the comment section right now. We got 15% off merch at DBCHEFTV gift shop. Links in the description. And everybody have a peaceful, positive, and productive rest of your week. Make sure to tune in to Cigar Sundays live tomorrow night, Sundays at 8 p.m. East Coast. Cigar Sundays live, 8 p.m. East Coast time. And That's tomorrow, cause this Saturday right here, y'all, and we're gonna be doing ego. So we're gonna be talking about ego. So y'all make sure y'all tune in tomorrow for that. And yeah, thank y'all for tuning in tonight. And we'll be back with more Brunch with the Fellas, bringing you the latest trending topic news and entertainment with me, Chef Erol Pearl at DBCHEFTV, y'all. Peace.
This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016 160 self-sustainability. Jump on the list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
Some say that art imitates life, but we say that life is art. So visit the DBCHEFTV gift shop and get 15% off of your next masterpiece of fashion. How do you get there? Simply tap the link in the description.
Exchange insights Sundays at 8 p.m. East Coast time with the Cigar Panel, smoking on words like two big nerds, hosted by DBCHEFTV and BK Soul Farm at Cigar Sundays on YouTube. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so when they go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live.
Fans in the Stands is gaining momentum thanks to our viewers. Our crew bring the facts with humor, keeping our viewers entertained and laughing. Join us each and every Thursday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Fans in the Stands on YouTube.
At the Veteran Kettle Podcast, we thank you for your service, support, and sacrifice to our country. Listen to real stories of adversity and triumph as we give our best to honor our vets. Subscribe today and watch episodes now streaming on YouTube at TVK Podcast, The Veteran Kettle. Love ain't always easy, and we won't stop until we get it right. So bring that ass to the Love Speak Podcast. Subscribe today and let your love speak at TLS Podcast. The Love Speak, now streaming on YouTube.
Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at www.dbcheftv.com.